Hello, women entrepreneurs. Merry morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is, in whatever time zone you're in. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship as a spiritual journey. Now, a lot of people are like, what the hell does that mean? And what does it have to do with me? So I will get into, those of you who know me, I'm very authentic. I'm straight up. I'm no BS. I'm no frills. So I really get straight to the point and talk about the real shit that goes in our lives and how to navigate it. Like, what's the next step? How to create what we're creating in our lives from a place of being a whole person on all levels. So spiritual, energetic, mental, physical, so that you're all even keeled, ready to go, so you can create what you want to create in your life from a space of neutrality and from a space of your energy being aligned. Now, I talk in this group every Friday. Last Friday, I talked about spiritual alignment, energetic alignment to your message. If you aren't in alignment to your message, I'll talk about what that means in a second, then no one's going to hear it. No one's going to know what the hell you're talking about. You have to really know, not only know your stuff, it's not really about that. It's just being completely heart-led, tapped into your heart, and then coming from there. So, hi, Em. Oh, yay, it's Em. How are you? So good to see you here. So good to see all of you here. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Erin Gallagher. My business is Erinspirational with Erin Gallagher. And I call myself a master intuitive. Now, what I mean by this is that I have been every which way in every type of spiritual entanglement or hole or dark space that you can think of. And I have used that energy in order to transmute into joy, faith, love, trust, understanding that we're all surrounded by this amazing energy in order to lift us all up into making lots of money, making lots of time in our life, being able to connect with our friends and family without worry, stress, anything else like that. So I tap into my highest level guides in order to support you in tapping into your highest level guides. Even if you can't see or hear them or understand what they're saying, I do that work. I translate the information that they're giving me to give to you. And I have been, I started out in a really chaotic environment in childhood. And I got into drugs and alcohol really young. And so I had a journey into the darkest spaces you can be, the darkest spaces you can go, just really terrible, life-altering stuff. And I think of it and feel of it now as kind of like an experiment I went through in order to reach up and rise up to the amazing power and love and abundance that I've reached in my life. And sometimes in order to do that, you have to go in the dark side, right? So I have risen up. I have risen above that. I worked in Los Angeles. I just came from Los Angeles. I was there for about 8 years. I was in film and television. So I did a lot in film and television out there, and also was in Boston for 10 years. So I've been all over the place, done a lot of work on my own spiritual journey. And I'll talk about how that relates to your business and how you can make more money in your business and how you can make more time, more money, more impact in your business and in the world. So I wrote down a little list of things I want to talk about. I'm going to be interacting with you guys. So if you have any questions, if anything's going on, please let me know. I do only have half an hour, so I talk really fast. The reason I'm doing that is because there's so much to talk about and there's so little time. Hi, Mabel. How are you? Karina says, I'm super excited about meeting you on Tuesday. Yes, Karina scheduled an Akashic Records session with me. And it will be my day Monday, her day Tuesday, because she's in New Zealand. And let's just acknowledge the fact that we can all speak, see each other, talk to each other on Zoom, no matter where in the world we are. That is fantastic. That is amazing. That is like out of control. So good. Like, could you imagine that's how it would be 10, 20 years ago, that you could reach out to anyone and anywhere in the country and support them and get support from them? So that's beautiful and amazing. And I can't wait for our session on Monday/Tuesday. So I'm going to go into the spiritual business journey. So let's start at the beginning. I want you all to go back into your brains, go back into your body, go back into your mind, go back into your soul about where you were when you just started. If you're just starting now, get very present with where you are now. How are you feeling? How were you feeling? And what I wrote down, what I felt when I started my business is that it felt really simple. Okay, I want to do this. I know this is something I love to do in my life. I know it's something that I deserve to be paid well for. And I know it's something that people will want. So I had this idea that no matter what I tell the person the price is, no matter what I say it is, they're going to say, oh my God, yes, here's my money. They're going to throw it at me. I think some of us, all of us, most of us have had that idea where it's like, or have had that kind of enlightened feeling, because when we're in our joy around what we're creating and what we're offering, we think we can set the world on fire, which we can. But all of a sudden, childhood trauma comes in, old stuff comes in, patterns come in about worth and value. So what I wrote down here is, it starts out seemingly really simple. We want to launch a business. This means exchanging our gifts for money. So the first thing we do is set up, let's say, a list of our offers. Here's what I do. In the beginning, I was a tarot reader. I still do tarot, but that's what I did primarily. So I was like, okay, tarot, $1 a minute. So I started $1 a minute, 30 minutes, $30, 60 minutes, $60. Started doing Canva, images, and I was so excited. And yes, in the very beginning, when I first started doing my business, of course, all my friends and family wanted to support me, and they're like, yeah, let's do a reading. And then it started to get a little sludgy. And that's what I wrote down, is it sounds simple enough and it feels simple in the beginning, but then it gets into the spiritual journey of it. And what I mean is, in our culture, in our society, we have been programmed to believe that the most important people in the world make the most money. So for instance, it's almost like, I've thought of this in the past, like, who makes these decisions? Okay, so you are a janitor. That means you only make $20,000 a year. You are a CEO. That means you make $500,000 a year. You are a spiritual entrepreneur, and what that means for you is that you make $50,000 a year. Like, not saying that's how it really is, but in society, in our culture, it has been created that way, that where we are on this social status scale, it starts after we start to say how, like, because we have our value and our worth set for us when we're working in the regular traditional workforce, right? It's like, you do this job and you make this much doing it. But who decides who makes more or less and what's more important or not important? All of a sudden, we start to believe that the most money that we make means that we're a more important person. And so we start to feel defined by how much money we make. Oh, because I make this much, I'm more important or less important. It doesn't mean we truly believe that. It means we've been whitewashed and programmed to believe that, okay? So self-worth and value come in very strongly when we're talking about starting our own businesses. All of a sudden, it starts to get really deep, because how we value ourselves and how we feel about ourselves is very rooted in how our parents treated us. It's rooted in how we were raised. It's rooted in the beliefs that we have about ourselves, whether they're true or not. Sometimes people just... When I think about my youth and my childhood, sometimes there are things that I feel that were indoctrinated into me from my parents. Some beliefs I felt like I was just born with, and I don't know why I felt that way. And so after, doing this process of putting my offers up and out and stuff like that into the world, and started getting questioned, why is it this much money? You're charging too much for that. And all of a sudden I started to feel like, oh my God, am I worthy to charge this much money for that? So all of a sudden, this is where the spiritual journey comes in. Then we get to go into, it's not about money anymore. It's about, do I feel like I am aligned to my message? Do I feel like I am worthy of making the money that I am charging for this service? And that's where it gets sticky. That's where the spiritual navigating comes in. What do I do? Myself and my friends call it spiritpreneur. Even if you are not spiritual or don't have a spiritual business, that's fine. This still applies to you, because it is a spiritual journey to work through this self-value and worth, and am I right? Am I wrong? Do I deserve to make this money? And also letting other people define who we are and what we charge and whatever. And I'll talk about that in a second, because it's really important to stay true to yourself and what you know. And sometimes it takes ego deaths to do that. Sometimes it takes stripping away identity. Sometimes it takes grief of losing a part of you that you don't want to lose, or that you feel safe in. Maybe you have scarcity around money, and that's kept you safe for a long time. But now, in order to rise up and make $100,000 a freaking month, you need to be completely out of scarcity. And it's so hard when you fall back into the patterns. So it's really important to not only work on your physical self, your mental self, and I think as entrepreneurs, we get really caught up in the marketing and the promotion, writing the perfect post, writing the weaving together the perfect story, weaving together the perfect email sequence, the perfect funnel. Yes, that's important, but if your energy isn't aligned to what you're bringing in, who you're talking to, what you're trying to, what energy you're trying to exchange with the person, because you're in a co-creation with this person. If you're not aligned to what you're giving them is being equal to what they're giving you, then it's not going to work. It doesn't matter how flowery your words are, how many copywriters you hire, how many coaches you hire, how many business people you hire, how many financial advisors you hire. Because at the end of the day, it's your relationship with yourself. It's your relationship with the abundance that you know that you deserve. It's your relationship with scarcity. It's your relationship with money. It's your attachment patterns as they relate to your parents, how they treated money. It's heavy. It's deep, y'all. So I want you to take a second to acknowledge, like, whoa, I have a lot going on inside me. It's beautiful and amazing, but I get to look at it. Like, I get to work through, I think we forget and we're just like, oh my God, like it's so heavy and I don't know what to do. And I'm hiring all these people and spending all this money. Why? Like I'm investing in myself. I'm trying, I'm doing, but we're really not accepting where we are in the moment. We're so focused on where we're going that we don't think about where we are and how beautiful and juicy and amazing and delicious it is to be there. Because there are so many things we're learning in the present moment that are going to prepare us for the next step. And I know how hard it feels because I've been there a million times. And I have been there where I've like lifted up in my business and I'm like, I'm fine. I finally got rid of all the layers of onion around self-worth and value. I know who I am. I know what I want to give. I know what I'm going to create. And then I fall back in the hole when someone says, $3,000 for that? All of a sudden I'm like, never mind. And then I go back into scarcity and my business falters and I go back into holy shit. So know that it's a journey. It is a spiritual journey because you are really tapping into your soul, your depth, and where you've been and your childhood and your life. Everything goes into this. So acknowledge where you are, accept where you are. And if you can't, work at it. Get someone, to support you. What I have done when I invest in myself and my business is I have a coach that helps me with the business side. I have a web designer that helps me with my website. And I have a healer, clearer, energy person to support me with the energy so that it's like a pyramid, right? I'm surrounded with love and joy. And it's not just about the physical, marketing and promotion part. It's about the energy underneath it, how to remove blocks so that I'm no longer, getting into the scarcity mentality. And it's going to happen. We're going to trip up a few times. It's okay. I'm going to see if there's any questions. I want you guys to talk about your businesses, what's coming up for you as you listen to this. Are you like, ugh, I'm in it really deep. Oh, I've been around the block a million times. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been there a million times. Like, I want to hear your voice. What do you have to contribute? What do you feel like has happened in your life? Well, I want to hear from you guys, Let's see. Cindy says, you are such a good advisor. Thank you so much. I pride myself on it. I've done a lot of work to get to where I am. Another part of me and my path is that I am relentless. I don't care how much pain I have to go through, how much I have to writhe on the floor and go through grief and let go of identities and have ego deaths. I will do it 1,000,000 times over if it means doing what I'm here to do, even if I don't know what I'm here to do. Because I don't think any of us fully knows what we're here to do. We are just really trying our hardest to put ourselves out there, right? So it's important to trust the process and to know that if we don't know what's going on right now, that's okay. If we don't know how to, work in the spiritual aspect of our businesses, that's okay. It will happen. When we have the intention set, when we have the want and the desire and the drive, everything that is in the way of that want and desire and the drive is going to come up to see you and to like slap you in the face sometimes. But there's very little we have to do with it. Yes, we can be relentless, show up, do energy work, do whatever we can for ourselves. But at the end of the day, being is very important. Being is just as important as doing. Because if you're doing and you're pushing and you're pushing and you're pushing, I always say this to my clients, if you're doing and pushing and creating programs and this and that, and you're not taking time to sit and receive, what it looks like to the universe is this. Go away. I'm giving, I'm giving, I'm giving, I'm giving. Who in their right mind or in the world, what kind of energy of the universe wants to give you money when you look like this? What that says is, I have it all under control. I'm fine. I'm creating this. I got this. I got this. But deep down inside, we may be in a space of, oh my God, I have no effing money and I feel like shit. I don't know what to do. And that, when we give up, when we surrender, that's where the secret sauce is, right? Give up and just say, I don't fucking know anymore. I don't know. Help me. Help me. So I surrender. That's when things start moving, because you are then receiving. You're in a state of saying, I don't know. I'm open. I let it go. I don't know anymore. And then God, Spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, comes in and says, finally, she has softened. Finally, she can receive. Finally, all the gifts that we have been creating for her, we can now give to her, because she's not pushing it away. Because sometimes doing looks like pushing. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my list so I can see I want to make sure I'm talking about everything. It's 1:45. Okay, good. I still have 15 minutes. If anyone has any questions about their business, let me know. I can probably do 1 or 2 questions. I'm a master intuitive, so I can tap into your business on an energy level and see what blockages are there keeping you from the next level. Okay, let's see. We have to believe in what we're offering. We have to know we're worthy. We have to know we're worthy and deserving of love and attention. That's another big thing, is knowing that we're worthy of attention. A lot of us are in this back and forth of, I want to be seen. I'm going to do all this stuff. No, I'm not. I'm scared. I want to be seen. I'm on stage. No, I'm not. I gotta. It's this, and it's really confusing to the universe, because you're like, I'm showing up, I'm doing all these things, and then I'm scared. And that's fine. It's normal. But we want to, like, that's what we get to get into, is not only being worthy of money, but being worthy of love and worthy of attention. And a lot of that, I'm going to say 99.99999% of that is childhood stuff. Because how our parents showed up for us is how we knew or didn't know we were deserving of love or attention. And we created stories around how our parents showed up to us. We didn't think, oh, my mom was, in trouble when she was really young and went through a lot of pain, and that's why she treats me this way. We don't know that. We just see how our parents show up to us, and we define our worth and our love and how open we are to receiving that based on what we went through in childhood. So it's really important. And I talk about this, I do Akashic Records work. All of my work is through the Akashic Records. Every time I work with you, I'm opening your Akashic Records, okay? Because what we do in there is we see the blockages that are keeping you from the next thing. So say, for example, you'll be like, I want to make $10,000 months in my business. I will open your records and I will be like, forgive your sister. You will be like, you are freaking crazy, Erin. What are you talking about? Why does forgiving my sister have to do with anything with making $10,000 months? Believe me, it does. Because your Akashic Records, your guides, show me the energy blockages that are keeping you from getting that abundance. And energy blockages come from childhood. They come from forgiving people. They come from, if you haven't forgiven yourself. There's a lot of layers in our limited human experience. We don't see all those spiritual layers underneath it all. So that's why I tap into your guides, tap into my guides, in order to see the energy that is keeping you from having your desires, what you want. So it's really important to get tapped into that. So I highly suggest that you have either a business coach, an energy coach like myself, or someone like a group of people that are supporting you. And if you can't afford it right now, trade services, start an accountability group where you guys are all sitting together, and every week, once a week on Zoom, you just sit there and you have like a support group for, this is how my week has been. This is how I either feel shitty or amazing. This is what I'm creating in my business. And just have them receive you and listen to you. It's really important to be received by people that are doing the same journey that you are. That's why this group is so explosive and expansive and amazing. Okay. Let me see what I'm missing here. Thank you, Cindy. Cindy, you are a good acknowledger. Cindy's like, you're such a good advisor. You're a true gift to other women. Thank you. And it's so funny because I used to have a coach that I would say, she would say, what do you want to create? Because she had an accent. And I was like, I want everyone to know that they are loved. And she would say, you are loved. You get to know that you are loved. So know that what we acknowledge in other people, we get to see in ourselves as well. So it's really important. And Cindy, what's coming through for me, for you, in your guidance right now, and your spirit is telling me, is that how you are seeing other people, you get to see yourself that way. So you get to see yourself as a good advisor. You get to see yourself as a true gift to other women. Do you? If not, we get to work on that, right? And not in a bad way. I don't want it to be like, shame, you should do this, you should do that. No, it's not about that. It's about just tapping into that surrender, that release, that kind of giving up energy to say, okay, how do I, what do I do to rebuild that gift in myself? Okay. Yes, Cindy said something about ancestral clearing. I am creating an Akashic Quantum Healing package. It's a 3-month package, and I'm doing an ancestral journey for each person in that package, and it's effing amazing. I will be talking about that at a later date in my private group. Please go to my private group. That's one thing I wanted to mention. Okay, so I put 2 links above in the bio, in the description of this video. I'll get back to the content in a second, but I just want to let you guys know, if you want to book a discovery call with me, the link is up there. This is for a half-an-hour call just for you to talk about what your needs are, if you'd like to work with me, what you'd like to talk about in working with me. I do a little questionnaire to get like an idea of where you are so I can support you the most during the call. And then I also have joined my private community for my upcoming free training. So I'm doing a free 3-day training in my group. My group is called Awaken Your Spirit with Erin Gallagher, and it's going to be called Rebuilding Your Reality. How to quantum leap into your next level. rebuilding your reality. So right now, in the way the world is with this pandemic, we're rebuilding our personal reality. We're rebuilding our businesses based on this new paradigm or what's going on right now. A whole lot has changed. So now all of the energy, it's almost like what's working, what's not. What worked before, is it still working? What didn't work before, is it working now? It's really important to go through an evaluation period during this pandemic stuff in order to make more money now and make more impact now, because things have changed. We're going through a collective trauma in a way. We're also going through a collective enlightenment. So there's a lot of amazing, innovative energy that can be grabbed at this time in order to support you in your business and your life. So rebuilding your personal reality, quantum leap into your next level, how to do it. I'm going to be doing a 3-day training on it. I'll quickly go over the days just so you guys know if it's a match for you and if you want to go join the group. Please join the group. Have everyone you want join the group. I'm getting like hundreds and hundreds of people in there in order to take advantage of this free training. Yes, I will be talking about a program that I'm offering at the end, but it's not going to be all about the program. It's going to be mostly the content, okay? So day 1 will be, in what ways are you being asked to shift in order to reclaim your power, and how to do that. So instead of, all these spiritual ideas about in what ways are you being asked to shift, how do you reclaim your power, how do you step into the next level, I'm going to tell you step by step how to do that. Okay, it's partly like what I've been talking about right now with getting clear on what's blocking you, how to get clear on what's blocking you, how to move forward, okay? Day 2 will be radical self-acceptance, how to stop doing and start being. So this is about accepting where you are now, and instead of rushing to create things in your business, taking a step back, allowing yourself to evaluate what you're creating, surrender and give up a little bit, and ask your guides to come in and support you, okay? So, and the byline, the subtitle to this day 2 is, you don't have to work yourself to the bone to get what you want. We have a really detrimental, toxic belief in our society that we have to work ourselves to the freaking bone to get money. We have to work ourselves to the freaking bone to get clients. We don't have to do that. Okay, so I'll tell you how to do that in day 2. Day 3 is what to do when resistance pops up and how to work through it. Okay, so when blocks pop up, when resistance pops up, how do we do that? How do we step into and quantum leap into our next level? So that's my training. Go into Awaken Your Spirit. Go join the group. I'm really excited to have you. Join everyone you can think of that you want to take the training with. I will have a workbook for you to download, and it's just 3 days, so it's going to be really cool. It'll start on March 4th. May the 4th be with you. So we're going to be doing that then. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. Okay, so one last point that I want to make, and thanks, Jess. Jess said that sounds amazing. Tori's here, Bioni's here, Jess is here, Cindy's here. Oh, these Evelyn's here. Look at these amazing women. Okay, let me see. Okay, I have about 10 minutes. Oh, M says your necklace is gorgeous. Thank you. It was a gift from my brother-in-law's mom. I just love it. So I don't usually love really kind of fragile jewelry. I like big chunky stuff, but I just like anything with crystals, of course. So one more thing that I wanted to talk about with the spiritual journey of the spiritpreneur journey of being an entrepreneur in our lifetimes right now. You don't have to convince someone to work with you. Again, you don't have to convince someone to work with you. They're going to work with you because they can't wait to pay you. They're going to work with you because they know there's something deep down inside them that needs you. If they're not ready, they may have all sorts of blocks and stuff. They may be ready later. Let them go. Okay, I made the hugest mistake for many years where I would try so hard to hold on to a client. I know that I can help them because I'm a helper. I'm a giver. But you have to know when to call it. When to step back and say, that person isn't ready. If it doesn't feel right, if they're resisting what you're trying to teach them, if they're not in the right space, there's billions of people in the world. Billions of people in the world that want your services. And so if there's resistance, if you keep feeling like you have to, in discovery calls, you're having to convince people to work with you, those aren't your people. Don't work with those people, because believe me, I know a lot of people that are really good salespeople that will get all these clients and then they will drop off one by one because they're not truly aligned to what they're creating or what you're creating. They just sign up because they're like, oh, this sounds great. You don't want people like that. You only want people where it's easy, it's fresh. It's like when you talk to them, you're both on fire because it's a co-creation what you're creating. I don't care if you are selling masks online or if you are creating a skincare and beauty line or if you're a spiritual coach, whatever it is that you're, or a carpenter. I don't care. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's a co-creation. You're coming together to co-create. So if that person is coming in and they don't feel good to co-create with, even if they're giving you $10,000 saying, here's $10,000, if they don't feel like the right person to co-create with, they're not your people. So I got so stuck for so long into trying to convince people that weren't ready to work with me. And I really had to let go of that. And the second I let go of that, people came in that were ready. Okay, so really letting go of that is really important. Okay, so someone was asking a question. Evelyn says, thank you for your priceless guidance. You're so welcome. Yes, Cole. Yes, Tori says soulmate clients. It's so important. Until I got to a place where I was telling people, hey, even if you offer me $5,000, if you're not a person that we're supposed to work together, or I don't feel aligned, or you don't feel aligned, I don't want the money. Like, I want it to be fun. I want my clients to say, like, is it the 27th yet? Can I pay you? I cannot wait to pay you. I just got done working with a web designer that did my website, airinspirational.com, by the way. It's amazing. I'm so excited about it. She did it, and I paid her $300 extra, and then I paid her $250 more because I was like, I want to pay you so much. I was like, I can't wait to think of a sales page that I'm going to create so I can have you do it so I can pay you. I was so excited to pay her. Those are the people you want to work with. People that cannot wait to pay you, that are not in scarcity, okay? So, and the people that are in scarcity, that's fine. They are where they are, exactly, and just like you are where you are. So when you're doing your programs or you're selling or you're doing whatever, offering, that's why I do free trainings. So if you go into my group, Awaken Your Spirit with Erin Gallagher, that's where I'm doing the free training starting on May 4th, right? When I do this training, I'm giving away 3 full days of amazing content and an offer at the end. Here, do you want to do this program with me? Do you want to continue one-on-one with me? If so, sign up. If not, cool. You got an amazing content. You got amazing value. So to do that in your business is really going to support you as well. Don't give your shit away for free. Do not give everything away for free. Yes, you can do little free trainings here and there, but offer something at the end. Offer something that's $3,000, $5,000, $8,000, because people can't wait to pay you. So it's really important to know your worth. And it's a spiritual journey to get there, and it's okay if you're not feeling 100% great about it. That's okay. All right. Okay, I'm about 3 minutes from needing to go, but M says, how do you find balance in the giving and receiving aspect of business? I know you just said that we need to allow giving, but considering how pushy marketing can be, how do we find balance in it all? That's an amazing question. Thank you so much. Finding balance in the giving and receiving. So the first thing that comes up for me is trust your body. So, hold on. Okay, so my network just cut out. So if you see the video might have cut out for a bit and come back. Hopefully everyone's hearing me and seeing me. M just asked, how do you find balance in giving and receiving in your business? I know you just said that we need to allow giving, but considering how pushy marketing can be, how do we find balance? Listening to your body. So if you wake up one day and you didn't have anything planned and you want to go out and just be out in nature and do that, and all of a sudden your spirit team or your body says, no, we got to create a post. Like, the energy is great and amazing right now. Like, let's do an email, or let's do let's build a launch right now. Do that. If you wake up and you had the whole day planned and you're going to do all these amazing things, and all of a sudden you feel like shit and you just want to cry in bed all day, do that instead and cancel and reschedule all your appointments. Listening to your body, listening to your soul. If you don't feel aligned to what you're creating and what post you're writing or what marketing you're doing, it's not going to sell. I don't care how freaking shifty you can be in the moment to shift out of something. You have to let yourself process. So processing however you feel. And I don't want you to what I mean by that is I don't want you to allow your feelings to completely take over and like, oh, I feel like shit today, so I'm not going to do anything. Sometimes it's important to breathe into that shitty feeling. Say, I see you. I love you. I'm going to pull up your little britches and send you on your way. And then bye-bye. Now I'm off to what I'm doing again. And feeling relentless and in the moment, it's okay to meditate and shift out of something and then create what you're creating. But if you really keep trying to do a live video and you're like, I just feel like shit today, I don't want to do it. Don't do it. So it's really important to go with how you're feeling in your body. And if you don't know how you're feeling in your body, because when I was in the beginning of my journey, I had no clue, reach out to someone. Get support. Talk to someone. Get on a Zoom call. Get on the phone. Be like, ugh, I feel like shit. This is why. Talk it out. And if you don't have anyone to talk to, go on voice memo on your iPhone and just say, okay, this is how I'm feeling today, blah, blah. You will shift yourself out of what you're going through. Or you will shift even deeper into what you're going through and you'll want to lay down even more or relax. Do that. Just listen to your body. Okay, that's all the time there is for me. Please schedule a discovery call with me if you're interested in working with me one-on-one. I can't wait to talk to you. Also, if you really want to take part in that 3-day free training I'm doing starting on May the 4th in my own personal group, please join the group, Awaken Your Spirit with Erin Gallagher. I cannot wait to see you there. I love you all very much. I believe in you. You're amazing. You're magic makers. Let's keep making magic and a lot of money. And can't wait to see you in the group. And also private message me or friend me if you want to connect. Okay, love you guys. Bye.